it's pretty exciting because a lot of eyes are on Texas in terms of what's coming out of our state.
There's a real buzz around Texas, right? In our minds, and of course we're to some people's extent we're homebodies, so we're going to say good things about Houston all the time, but it's real. You know, we're seeing it, and I lived in New York for some period of my life too, and coming back to Houston, I think this might be some of the most exciting times that I've seen in my career. I think one of the most exciting things that I think we've undertaken is this vision that we're calling the Texas Collective. And I think the collective is great because it goes back to that first thing that I mentioned about risk and opportunity, right? When you're sitting and looking at an investment, those are the two pieces that you want to pay the most attention to. Well, what I've found is that what we've seen across the investment industry is this push into privates. What we've put together is these 5 investments initially, and there'll be more as time goes on, that span VC, they span private equity, and where we see opportunity in private credit.
We know that 20 years ago there were 8,000 stocks, and now there's just over 4,000 traded stocks, and so people are looking to the private markets. But sometimes there's a rush to things and maybe not as much curation of the decision. And I think your experience in having looked at those for a long time, and us being, the nexus of Texas with space, health sciences, and energy, as you said.
And
that's exciting to me. So that's
absolutely.
why the Texas Collective is exciting to me.
Yes, and when we say Texas Collective, it's really exciting because it's all of this intellectual capital that we see in our state. Right? We see these amazing founders, amazing managers that are finding great opportunities all around the U.S. and in some cases globally that can transform the economy, transform industries, and we're trying to get into these at an earlier stage in some cases, or even in the growth stage. In one sense, we're very focused on a theme of consumer products, specifically around female founders, which we think again is a unique corner of the market.
For every dollar invested, these women-founded VC firms are actually delivering more per dollar, a higher return than their male counterparts. And I'm not male bashing here at all, but I do think it's one good one for the gals, and they do make 85% of the buying decisions in the home. And so why not be a founder in terms of identifying the best products that you're going to use? So I'm very excited about the consumer product goods that we have an expert in that area.
I think that's a really important point, is that it's something that is kind of maybe not well known, is that the experience of those female-founded companies and the female-founded venture managers has actually been very, very good. And so, many people think of it, sometimes it's similarly like when you're investing in the public markets and you have checkbox, I need to have a little bit of small cap, a little bit of large cap, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And that's not the way we think about it at all, because it's a good business decision. But and on top of it, it's an underserved investment decision, which creates even more opportunity. The opportunity gap is much wider. Mm-hmm. And so I think we're really excited on that side. And then to add to that VC, we have another group that is focused on technology within space, medicine, and energy, so they basically create this nexus in Houston that we have, and the technology that enables those 3 industries, they're at the forefront of that. And so we're just really excited because in those cases too, again, for the way we think about privates, is if we're going to invest in them, we want to have a little bit more understanding of what's being put into the portfolios. So in some cases, we're actually on investment committees of some of these firms.
Or the portfolio advisory committee, where we're sitting down with the founders of those companies.
So that goes back to the risk part, where we are not only getting these great opportunities that we expect to have strong returns in the future, but we also expect that we're managing the risk because of what we're doing on the due diligence side.